How do the two guards acquaint themselves with each other?
I don't know, Zach. Why don't you tell me?
They Shakespeare's. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Shakespeare Night 2015. My name is Zach.
And I'm Nick, and we're going to be your hosts for this evening. What you're going to see tonight is a series of 8 scenes created by one of the greatest playwrights of all time.
That's right. So for our summative, our job was to take these scenes from Shakespeare and perform them for you all tonight.
These skillful students spent weeks upon weeks blocking, rehearsing, memorizing, lighting, costuming, just so they could show you this beautiful finished product tonight.
So each group was given one or more scenes from Romeo and Juliet, Midsummer Night's Dream, Macbeth, or Hamlet. But Hamlet will not be performed tonight because of scheduling conflicts.
That's all for tonight. We hope you enjoy the show.
And please no flash photography. It will scare the students.
There once was an Athenian cast
who prepared a play of the past,
with flute as Thisbe,
and bottom so silly the process would not move fast.
Is all our company here?
You were best to call them generally man by man according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every man's name, which is thought fit through all Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on. Then, read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point.
Merry our play is, the most lamentable comedy and the most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe. Answer as I call you. Nick Bottle.
Ready? Name what part I am for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottle, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus, a lover or a tyrant?
Oh, a lover that kills himself most gallant for love.
That will last some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or a parched tear cannon, to make all split. The raging rocks and rivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Phoebus' car shall shine from far and make it mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now, name the rest of the players. This is Hercules' vein! A tyrant's vein! A lover is more condoling!
Francis Flute.
Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
Oh, it is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, Faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
That's all one. You may play to the mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I will speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe! Thisbe! Ah, Well, proceed.
Tom Snout.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug, you the lion's part. And I hope here is a play fitting.
Let me play the lion's part too. I will roar that I would do any man's heart to good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, "Let him roar again! Let him roar again!"
And you should do it too terribly that you would fright the Duchess and the ladies, that they would shriek, and that would be enough to hang us all.
But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you toward any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man. A proper man as one shall see on a summer's day. A most lovely, gentlemanlike man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard were I best to play in?
Why, what you will.
I will discharge in either your straw-colored beard, your orange tawny beard, your purple and gray beard, or your French crown-colored beard. Your perfect yellow.
Some of your French crowns have no hair, and then you shall play barefaced. But, masters, here are your parts. I am to request you, entreat you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night. Meet me a mile without the town by moonlight. There we shall rehearse, for in the city we will be dogged with company and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw a bill of property such that our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, where we will rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains. Be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's oak we meet.
So, to explain this next scene that you are about to see, I have a little poem that I got from the internet that an 11-year-old boy wrote, and I edited it, so here it is. I'll tell you a gruesome tragedy, one of the worst you ever read. 3 witches caused Macbeth to act, and spoiler, everyone ends up dead. Well, not exactly, but you get the gist. Macbeth had won a victory. He was to be Thane of Cawdor. Lady Macbeth pushed a plan that was oh so full of gore. Macbeth was to kill King Duncan and take the crown for himself, framing the sleeping guards and sneaking away in stealth. So the scene that I directed is Act 1, Scene 7. Macbeth told Lady Mac that he was going to kill Duncan, and so they have Duncan and his children over to their house for a really nice banquet, but then Macbeth decides that he can't do this. So this scene is the argument between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth on how he has to kill Duncan. So, Gilly Cohen plays Macbeth, Alicia Chilach plays Lady Macbeth, and I'm the director. Thank you for listening. Enjoy.
Done when 'tis done, 'twere well it were done quickly. The assassination could trammel up the consequences and catch with his surcease success. That but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time we jump the life to come. In these cases, we still have judgment. We but teach bloody instructions, which, being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of the poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I'm his subject and his kinsman, strong both against the deed. Then, as his host, who should against his murder shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, as Duncan hath borne his faculty so meek, hath been so clear in his great office that his virtues shall plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim horsed upon the slightless quarries of the air, a tear shall drown the wind. I have no spurs to prick the sides of my intent. Only vaulting ambition, which overleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? What news?
He has almost stopped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has?
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which should be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunker when you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I count thy love. Art thou feared to be in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have which thou esteem'st, live an ornament in thine own esteem and live a coward? Letting I dare not wait upon I would. Like the poor cat at that age.
Prithee, peace. I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What animal was then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more than man, nor time, nor place did then adhere, and yet, you would make both. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked the nipple from its boneless guts and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail,
You fail? With superior courage, this sticking place will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto rather shall his hard journey soundly invite him? His two chamberlains will I with wine and wassail so convince the warder of the brain shall be a few, and their seat of reason a limbeck only. When in swinish sleep, their drenched natures lies in a death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very daggers that they have done?
Who dares receive it other? As we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death.
I am decided, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock time with fair show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
hi, I'm Jeremy, and I directed the scene for Macbeth, where Lady Macbeth is sleepwalking, and she reveals the murders and things that she's done to get her husband to rise in power. Thank you so much, and enjoy the show.
Killed it.
I have 2 nights' watch with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went to the fields, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth the paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet, all this while in a most fast asleep.
A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the line effects of watching. In this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Neither to you nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life fast asleep. Observe her. Stand close.
How came she by that light?
Why, I stood by her. She has light by her continually. 'Tis her command.
You see her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to seem thus washing her hands. I've known her to continue this in a quarter of an hour.
Yet, here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks. I will sit down what comes from her.
Out, damn spot, out, I say! 1, 2. Why, then 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie, a soldier and a feared. What need we fear who knows it, where none can call our power to account? Yet, who would have thought the old man, to have had so much blood in him? The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What, will these hands never be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You mar all with this starting.
Go to, you have known what you should not.
She has spoke what you should not, I'm sure of it. Heaven knows what she has known.
Yet, here is the smell of the blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia could not sweeten this little hand. Oh. Oh. Oh.
The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those which have walked in their sleep who have died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out on his grave.
Even so.
To bed. To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come. Come. Please. done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed. To bed. To bed. To bed.
Will she go to bed now?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their death pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine than the physician. God, God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove her from all means of annoyance, and yet keep eyes upon her. So good night. My mind she has mated, and amazed my sight. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night. Good doctor.
Quince and Bottom fighting for stardom, a real show for the class. Flute finally started was Bottom had parted, and then he became a real ass.
Are we all met?
And here's a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. This shall be our stage, this our tiring house, and we will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince.
What sayest thou, Bully Bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that'll never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
I believe that we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say that we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed.
Well, we will have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Make it 8 and 8.
Will the ladies not be afeard of the lion?
Oh, I fear it. I promise you.
Masters, we ought to consider with ourselves to bring, God shield us, a lion among ladies is the most dreadful thing, for there is not a more fearful wild fowl than the lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Then another prologue must tell he is not a lion.
Nay. He must name his name. And he must speak through, saying thus, or to the same effect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, I would entreat you, not to fear, not to tremble, my life for yours. For if you think I come hither as a lion, well, there were pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man as other men are. And there indeed, let him name his name and say plainly that he is Snug the Joiner.
Well, if it shall be so, then all is well. But there is one thing. That is to bring moonlight into the chamber, for, you know, Pyramus and Thisbe did meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar. Look in the almanac. Find out moonshine. Find out moonshine.
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Why then? You may put a casement of the great chamber window open where we play our play, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Then there's another thing. That is to bring a wall into the great chamber, for, you know, Pyramus and Thisbe did speak through the chink of a wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall. And let him have some loam or some plaster or some rough cast about him to signify wall. And let him hold his fingers thus, so that through this cranny, Thisbe and Pyramus must whisper.
Well, if it shall be so, then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and let's rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. Once you have spoken your speech, enter within that break, and so everyone according to his cue. Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of
Odorous. Odorous.
the flowers of odious savor sweet, and so hath thy breath. But hark! A voice. Stay here a while, and by I will reappear to thee.
Must I speak now?
Aye, Mary, must you, for he must understand that he goes but to see a noise that he heard and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily-white of hue, as truest horse that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninnis' tomb. Man, why you must not speak that yet. That you answer to Pyramus and speak all your part at once. Cues and all, Pyramus, enter. Your cue is past. It is never tire.
As truest horse that yet would never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only
Hello. Just one moment, please. With true love sprung from a family's hate,
Romeo was quite the bait. Climbing into Caplet's garden, he followed his true love's fate.
though Juliet's love was hard to find, it did not follow far behind. We leave you now with this lovely story, without the end, because it gets gory. So we will be performing Romeo and Juliet scene on the balcony, and Juliet is performed by Katie. I directed it. My name is Willa, and Romeo is performed by Tyler Hernandez. So please enjoy.
With soft, what light through yonder window breaks. It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief. Thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since he is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. Oh, it is my lady. It is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I'm too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fair stars in all the heaven having some business to entreat her eyes to twinkle there in her spheres as they return. What if her eyes were there? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars. As daylight doth a lamp, her eye in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. Oh, see how she leans that cheek upon her hand, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Ay me!
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night, being o'er my head as a winged messenger of heaven, unto the white upturned wondering eyes of mortals who fall back to gaze upon him as he bestrides lazy puffing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not be but sworn, my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. But what's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, or some other name belonging to a man. What's in a name? That which we call a rose, by any other word would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without the title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me beloved anew, I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus bescreened a knight, so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name, I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear Tane, is hateful to myself because an enemy to thee. Had I written, I would tear the word.
I have yet not drank 100 words of thy tongue's uttering, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo, and a Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me and wherefore. The orchard walls are high and hard to climb. And the place death, considering who thou art. Oh, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings that are perched these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out, and love can do what dares love attempt. Therefore thy kinsmen I know stop to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
And not for the world they saw thee here.
I have knights cloaked to hide me from their eyes, and but thou love me. Let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued, wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundst thou this place?
By love that first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel and I lent him eyes. I'm no pilot yet, wert thou as far as that vast shore washed with the farthest sea, I should adventure for such merchandise.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush repaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I spoke. But farewell compliment.
Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word, yet if thou swearest, thou mayest prove false. Lovers' perjuries, they say, Jove laughs. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkest I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo, but else not for the world.
Truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayest think my anger light.
But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more coin to be strange. Should it be more strange, I must confess,
that thou overheardst ere was where my true love passion. Therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love, which the dark night has so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I vow that tips will silver all these free treetops.
Swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart's
Oh, well,
dear
do
love...
not swear! Although I joy in thee, I have no joy in this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden. Too like the lightning, which doth cease to be, ere one can say it lightens. Sweet, good night. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night, good night. sweet repose and rest. Come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
Satisfaction canst thou have tonight.
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would have were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank and give it thee again. Yet I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have. For both are infinite. Juliet! I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse! If we Montague be true, stay but a little. I will come again.
Oh, blessed, blessed night! I'm afeard. Being a knight, all this is but a dream. Too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo. Good night indeed. Thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage. Send me word tomorrow, by one that I'll procure to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite. All my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world. Madam, by and by I come, but if thou meanest not well, I do beseech thee. Madam, by and by I come, to cease thy strife, and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
A 1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Love goes towards love as schoolboys from their books, but love from love towards school with heavy looks.
Hist, Romeo, hist! Oh, for a Faulkner's voice to lure this tassel gentle back again. Bondage is hoarse and may not speak aloud. That's what I tear the cave where echo lies, and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine, with repetition of my Romeo.
It is my soul that calls upon my name. How silver sweet sound lovers' tongues at night, like softest music to attending ears.
Romeo,
My dear,
what o'clock tomorrow shall I send for thee?
by the hour of 9.
I will not fail. It's 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stand here till thou remember it,
I shall forget to have thee standing here, remembering how I love thy company.
and I shall still stay, forgetting any other home but this.
'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone, and yet no farther than a wanton's bird. He lets it hop a little from his hand, like a poor prisoner in his twisted guise, and plucks it back again with a silken thread, so loving jealous of his liberty.
I would I were thy bird.
Sweet, so would I, yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow, that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep and peace so sweet to rest. Hence I will go to my ghostly friar's cell, his dear help to crave, my dear help to tell.
We find ourselves with Tybalt dead.
Romeo gone and banished.
The Capulets want Juliet wed.
But she just wants to vanish.
The show is dark, the air is foul.
The play is soon to end.
So sit back, relax, enjoy the act.
Enjoy the and enjoy Juliet's woes.
This scene stars Esther as Juliet, Rachel as Lady Capulet, Zach as Capulet, and me as the nurse and the director. Thank you.
O Fortune, Fortune, all men call thee fickle. If thou art fickle, what dost thou with him that is renowned for faith? Be fickle, Fortune, for then I hope thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back.
Oh, daughter, are you up?
Who is that calls? Is it my lady mother? She not down so late or up so early? What unaccustomed call procures her hither?
Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am not well.
Evermore weeping for your cousin's death? What, wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live. Therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit.
Yet let me weep for such a feeling loss.
So shall you feel the loss, but not the friend in which you weep for.
Feeling so the loss, I cannot choose but ever weep the friend.
Well, girl, thou weepest not so much for his death as that the villain lives that slaughtered him.
But what villain, madam?
That same villain, Romeo.
Villain, and he be many miles asunder. God pardon him, I do with all my heart. Yet no man like he doth grieve my heart.
That is because the traitor murderer lives.
My madam, from the reach of these my hands would I none but venge my cousin's death.
We will have vengeance for it, fear thou not, and then weep no more. I'll send to one in Mantua, where that same vanished renegade doth live, shall give him such an unaccustomed dram, but he shall soon keep Tybalt company, and then I hope thou wilt be satisfied.
Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo till I behold him dead. Is my poor heart so for a kinsman vexed? Madam, if you could find out but a man to bear a poison, I would temper it, that Romeo should upon receipt thereof soon sleep in quiet. Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him named, and cannot come to him, to wreck the love I bore my cousin, upon his body that has slaughtered him.
Find thou the means, and I'll find such a man. But now I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
Joy comes well in such a needy time. What are they, beseech your ladyship?
Well, well, thou hast a careful father, one who, to put thee from thy heaviness, hath sorted out a sudden day of joy that thou expects not, nor I look not
Oh, madam,
for.
in happy time. What day is that?
Mary, my child, early next Thursday morn, to the gallant, young, and noble, the handsome county Paris at St. Peter's Church, shall happily make thee there a joyful bride.
Now by St. Peter's Church, and he Peter too! He shall not make me there a joyful bride. I wonder at this haste that I must wed, ere he that should be husband comes to woo. I pray thee tell my lord and father, madam, I shall not marry yet, and when I do, I swear it shall be to Romeo, whom you know I hate rather than Paris. Oh.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself, and see how he shall take it at your hands.
How now, a conduit girl? What, still in tears? Evermore showering? In one little body thou counterfeits a bark, a sea, a wind. For still thy eyes, which I may call the sea, do ebb and flow with tears. The winds thy sighs, and they raging with them, will overset thy tempest-tossed body. How now, wife? Have you delivered to her decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none. She gives you thanks. How would the fool were married to her grave?
Soft, take me with you, wife. How's she none? Doth she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Doth she not count her blessed, unworthy as she is, that we are not so worthy of a gentleman to be her bride?
Not proud you have, but thankful that you have. Proud can I never be of what I hate, yet thankful for hate that is meant love.
What is this, chopped logic? Proud, and I thank you not, and yet not proud? Mistress Minion, you thank me no thankings, nor proud me no prouds, but fettle your fine joints against Thursday's nets. To go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, I'll drag thee on a hurdle thither. Out, you green sickness carrion! Out, you baggage! You tallow face!
Fine! What, are you mad?
Good father, I beseech you on my knees, hear me with patience but to speak a word.
Hang thee, young baggage, disobedient wretch. I tell thee what, get thee to church on Thursday, or never after look me in the face. Speak not, reply not, do not answer me. My fingers itch. Wife, we scarce thought us blessed that God had lent us but this only child. But now I see that this one is one too much, and we have a curse in having her. Out on her Hilding!
God in heaven bless her, you are to blame, my lord, to rate her so.
And why, my lady wisdom? Good prudence, matter with your gossips, go!
I speak no treason.
Oh God, Edith!
May not one speak?
Peace, you mumbling fool! I neither grab your gossip's bull for hewing it and not.
You're too hot.
God's bread, it makes me mad! Day, night, work, play, alone, in company. Still my care hath been to have her matched. Now having provided a gentleman of noble parentage, of fair domains, youthfully, nobly trained, stuffed, as they say, with honorable parts, and then to have a wretch, puling fool, a whining mammon of fortune's tender, to answer, I'll not wed, I cannot love, I pray you pardon me. But if you'll not wed, I'll pardon you. Graze where you will, you shall not house with me. Think on it, Thursday is near, lay hand on heart, advise, and you be mine. I'll give you to my friend. Beg, starve, die in the streets. For by my soul, I'll never acknowledge thee. Trust to it. I'll not be forsworn!
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? Oh, sweet my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week. Or if you do not, make the bridal bed in that dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
God, nurse, how shall this be prevented? My husband is on earth, faith in heaven. How shall that faith return again, unless that heaven send me from leaving earth? Comfort me, counsel me. Alack, the heaven should practice stratagems on so soft a subject as myself. What sayest thou? Hast thou not a word of joy, some comfort, nurse?
Faith, here it is. Romeo is banished in all the world to nothing, that he dares near come back to challenge you. Or if he do it, needs must be by stealth. So since the case so stands as now it doth, I think it best you married with the count. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dish clout to him, an eagle, madam. Hath not so quick, so green, so fair an eyes Paris hath. Beshrew my very heart. I think you are happy in the second match, for it excels your first, or if it did not, your first is dead, or good as twere he were.
Speakest thou from thy heart?
From my soul too, else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Go in and tell my lady mother I am gone, having displeased her father, to make confession to be absolved.
Mary, I will, and this is wisely done.
Ancient damnation! O most wicked fiend, is it more sin to wish me thus forsworn, than to dispraise my lord in that same tongue which she hath praised him with above compares so many thousand times? Go, counselor! How in my bosom henceforth shall be twain. How to the friar to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
Hang on to your seats, folks. It's about to get really confusing. Hermia loves Lysander. Lysander loves Hermia. They run off together into the woods because, well, Hermia and Lysander are in love. But Demetrius follows in love for Hermia, and Helena follows in love for Demetrius. So, as you can see, this isn't really a love triangle, but more of a love quadrilateral. So, just to recap here, in case you're confused about how these relationships work. Everyone loves Hermia, and no one loves Helena, ever. Until one day, both boys get put under a love spell, and they fall in love with Helena instead. And that, dear friends, is the start of our tale. Let us see which love shall prevail. Enjoy.
You advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh devilish holy fray. These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Wait oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. These vows to her and me will even weigh as both as light as tales.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
And nor none in my mind. Now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helena.
Goddess, nymph, perfect divine, to what my love shall I compare thine eye? Crystal is muddy, oh, how ripe and show thy lips, those kissing cherries tempting grow. That pure congealed white, high to our snow, fanned with the eastern wind, turned to a crow when thou holdst up thy hand. Oh,
let me kiss this princess of pure white, the seal of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! I see you're all bent set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. If you were men as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and to praise my parts, when I know you hate me with your hearts. You are both rivals, and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise, all to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes with this foul origin. None of noble sword would so offend a virgin, and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so, for you love Hermia. This you know I know, and here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love I yield you of my part, and yours of Helena, to me bequeath, whom I do love, and will do to my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia, I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her but as guest-wise sojourned, and now to Helen, when his home returned.
There to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou buy it dear. Look, where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night that from the eyes function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes. Wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found, mine ear I think it brought me to thy sound. But why kindly did thou sleep me so?
Why should he stay? Whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love that would not let him bide. Fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all your fiery oes in eyes of light? Why seek'st thou me? Could not this make thee know the hate I bear thee, made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think, it cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three of us in this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired, have you with these contrived to pay me with this foul origin? Is it open counsel we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours we have spent? We have chid the hasty for a time of parting us. Was it all forgot? All school days friendship, childhood innocence. We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with us created both one flower, both sitting on one sampler, both sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key. And will you rent our ancient love asunder, to join with men in scorning your poor friend? 'Tis not friendly, 'tis not maidenly. Our sex as well as I may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems as though you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander, as in his scorn, to mock me and praise my eyes and face? And made your other love, Demetrius, who even now did but spurn me with his foot, call me goddess, nymph, divine and rare, precious, celestial. Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul, and tender me forsooth affection? But by your setting on, by your consent, would I be not so engraced as you, so hung upon with love, but miserable most to love unloved? This you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do persevere, counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon you when I turn my back, wink at each other, hold the sweet jest up. This sport well carried shall be chronicled. Pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare you well, 'tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay gentle, Helena. Hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Excellent!
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than your weak prayers. Helen, I love thee. By my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee to prove him false that says I love thee not. I say I love thee more than he can do. If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, we're too tense all this.
No, no. Take on as you would fall, but yet come not. You are a tame man, go.
Hang up, thou cat, thou bird, thou thing, let loose or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why have you grown so rude? What changes this sweet love?
Thy love? Out, tawny Tartar, out! proud, loath medicine, hated potion, hence!
Do you not jest? Yes, Susan, so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would have had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What? Should I hurt her? Strike her? Kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Wherefore? Oh, what news, my love? Am not I Hermia? Are not you Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Oh, you left me, God's forbid, in earnest, shall I say?
I buy my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain nothing truer, 'tis no jest, that I do hate thee, and love Helena.
Oh, me! You juggler! You canker blossom, you thief of love! What have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fie! My faith! Have you no modesty? No maiden shame? No touch of backbiting? What? Will you dare abate an answer from my gentle tongue? Fie, you! Counterfeit you! You puppet you!
Puppet? Why so? That way goes the game! Now I see she hath made the pair between our statures. She hath erst her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. And what? Am I grown so high? Were you grown so high in his esteem because I'm so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak! How low am I? I'm not yet so low, but that my nails can reach into thy nose!
I pray you, though you mock me, gentlemen, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift in all this traditionist. I am a right maid for my cowardice. Although she be but something lower than myself, she is fierce.
Lower! Hark again!
Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you. Save that in love unto Demetrius. I told him of your stillness. He followed you for love, I followed him. He that tried me hence, and threatened to strike me, spurn me, and kill me too. And now, will you let me quiet go? Back to Athens where I will bear my folly back and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
Why get you gone? Who is it that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What, with Lysander?
With Demetrius.
Oh, be not afraid. She shall not harm thee, fair Helena. No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
Oh, when she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little again! Nothing but low and little. Why do you suffer her to flaunt me thus? Let me come to her!
Get you gone, you dwarf! You minimus of hindering not grasp me! You bean! You acorn!
You are too officious in hurting out and spoil your services!
Let her alone!
Speak not of Helena! Take not her part! For if thou wast intent never so little to have left to her, thou shalt abide!
Now she holds me not! Now follow if thou darest, to try whose right of thine, her mind is most in Helena! Follow!
Nay, we'll go with thee, cheek by Joel.
Oh, you mistress! All this toil is long of you! Nay, go not back.
I will no longer trust you. I will no longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands may be quicker for a fray, but my legs are longer, though, to run away!
I'm amazed and know not what to say.
Opening night had come.
Yet they were still missing their chum.
Then bottom arrived.
And saves all their lives, all our scenes are finished but one.
Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
Oh, he cannot be heard of. Out of doubt, he is transported.
If he come not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward, doth it?
It is not possible. There's not a man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he.
He simply hath the best wit in all the handicraft man in Athens.
Yeah, and the best person too, for he has a very paramour for a sweet voice.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Oh, Bottom! Almost courageous day! Almost half the hour!
Masters, I am to discourse wonders. But ask me not what, for if I tell you, I am no true Athenian. I will tell you as it fell out.
Well, let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word from me. What I will tell you is that the Duke hath died. Gather your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Meet presently at the palace. Every man look over his part. For the short and long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let this be have clean linen, and let not him that plays a lion pare his nails, for they shall hang out as lion's claws. And my dearest actors, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath. And I have no doubt but to hear them say, it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away! Go! Away!
This is that ice cold Michelle. This one for them good girls, straight masterpieces. Stylin', wildin', living it up. Police and the fireman too.
Well, that about wraps it up for tonight.
Enjoy the show, and see you all now.